Hello learners, greetings. In today's video we are going to learn how to find the equation of the normal to the curve. In the previous video I explained on how to find the equation of the tangent to the curve. So mind you, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please kindly help me by clicking that subscribe button, so that you'll be able to get a notification on my video that I normally upload on my YouTube. So thank you for joining me. So let's do this together. Okay, so now on finding the equation of the normal to the curve, first of all you're supposed to understand what this normal is. So in my previous video I said if you have the graph, let's say this is your graph or your curve, then you have a line which is cutting like that. So this line, we said this is the tangent, if you still remember. And if we draw another line on the intersection of the curve, the tangent, and this same line here, so this line here we call it tangent. So now here the tangent, sorry, not the tangent, the normal. So this line we call it normal. So now the tangent and the curve, these are perpendicular lines. So last time we learned how to find the gradient of the tangent. So now after finding the equation of the gradient of the tangent, so now what's the relation between the tangent and the normal? These two are perpendicular. So for perpendicular lines under coordinate geometry, we say that if two lines are perpendicular, meaning the product of their gradient is equal to -1. So let's say the gradient of the tangent, let's say is m1, and the gradient of the normal is m2. So meaning the product of these two gradients should give you what? -1. So meaning m1 times m2 is equal to -1. So let's get to know this formula, because it will help us as we proceed. So meaning the first step here is supposed to find the gradient, and this m1 is the gradient of the curve as well as the gradient of the tangent at the point of intersection among the tangent, curve, and normal. So first you're supposed to find the gradient of this curve, which is also equal to the gradient of the tangent. And by doing that, we use what we call dy dx. We find the dy dx of the curve. So we have been given the curve, our curve here as as y is equal to x squared minus x plus 4. So meaning dy dx will be equal to the dy dx of x. So I said when finding the dy dx, you just get the power, you drop it, multiply by the coefficient of x. So it will give us 2x. Then subtract 1 from the power, which is 1. Then minus. So here, minus x. So meaning the dy dx of x is 1. The dy dx of x is 1. The dy dx of -2x is just -2. The dy dx of 2x is just 2. So maybe I can also help you how to find how come we have these values. So we know that if you have 2x, so this 2x is same as 2x to the power 1. So meaning finding the dy dx, we said we get the power, you drop it, you multiply by the coefficient, then you take away 1 from that power. So meaning 1, you drop it, you multiply by 2, it will give you 2x. Then you say 1 minus 1, because we're supposed to subtract 1 from the power. So what is 1 minus 1? It's 0. So we have 2x to the power 0. And we said any number or any letter to the power 0 is equal to 1. So meaning it will be 2 times 1, which is 2, like that. So that's why we are saying the dy dx of 2x is just 2. Or the dy dx of 3x just 3. 4x just 4. 10x just 10, just like that. So since now we have that knowledge, let's find our gradient. So finding the gradient, you are going to use this gradient function. Wherever there's x, we're going to substitute with x. So meaning that becomes m1, which is the gradient of what? Of the tangent, which is also the gradient of the curve. So m1 is equal to 2 times, what's the value of x? We say it's -1. So -1, then minus 1. So in this case here we have 2 times -1, which is -2, then minus 1. -2 minus 1, that's -3. So this is our m1. So now since the tangent and the normal, they are perpendicular to each other, and now we are interested on finding the equation of the normal, not the tangent. So meaning you go back to this formula, m1, m2 is equal to -1. Why do we find m2? Because we want to find the gradient of the normal. So in this case, we are going to say m1, m2 is equal to -1. And what is our m1? m1 I said is -3. So I have -3, m2 is equal to -1. Then you want to find m2, meaning we divide by -3 divided by -3. So meaning m2 is equal to 1/3. So meaning this one becomes the gradient of the normal. Now since we have the gradient of the normal, we can go ahead and find the y-intercept. So y-intercept, but before we find the y-intercept, let's first draw the standard or the formula for equation of the straight line, which is y is equal to mx plus c. So now this is the standard equation for a straight line, the formula rather. So meaning we're supposed to find the c, and c is y-intercept. So now some of you don't understand when you say y-intercept. So y-intercept, it means the point at which the line cuts y-axis. Let's say you have the x or y plane like this, then you will draw a line like that. So this point here, this is your c, which is the y-intercept. To intercept means to cut. So if the equation is like that, this one becomes the y-intercept. So now let's find y-intercept. But you're being given that y is equal to 6 and x is equal to -1. And our m, we found it as this one. So meaning we're going to say our y, we are saying is 6. So meaning we have 6 is equal to the m, which is 1/3, then times x. Our x is -1. So times -1, then plus c. Then you can multiply this side. You can multiply this side by saying 6 is equal to 1/3 times -1, so it will give you a -1/3, then plus c. Then from here, like terms together, meaning this one should come to the other side. So meaning you have 6 plus 1/3 is equal to c. So So here what you can do, you can solve using grade 1 method. I'm sure some of you are still familiar with grade 1 method. So meaning we're going to say, okay, 6 over 1 plus 1 over 3. Then we look for the lowest common denominator of 3 and 5 and 1, which is 3. So I'm going to say 1 into 3, which is 3. Then 3 times 6, which is 18. Then plus 3 into 3 is 1. Then 1 times 1, which is 1, which is equal to 19 over 3, which is equal to C. So this becomes your C. So now to find to write the equation now, I'm going to say therefore the equation of the normal will be y is equal to, what is my gradient? My gradient is over here, 1/3. So it will be 1 over 3 x. Then what is my C? What is my C? My C, I found it here, 19 over 3. So I have plus 19 over 3. So this one becomes the equation of the normal. Thank you so much for watching, and remember not to forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more information. And those that want to start tuition, you can WhatsApp me on my number, which is +26 09 78 85 84 56. Bye bye. See you in the next video.